So today we're looking at the Chapter 9 practice test for geometry. We are on page 6. Up at the top, number 25 says, find the arc length. Find the length of each arc, round your answers to the nearest tenth. So the arc length formula for a circle is 2 pi r. And then we're going to do the measure of the angle over 360 degrees. The radius on this one is 7, so we're going to have 2 pi 7. And the angle measure is 225 over 360. So for our first answer, we're going to type in everything but pi, which will give us 2 times 7 is 14. So 14 times the 225. Divide that by 360. Got 8.75 pi, and that's in meters. And then to round it to the nearest tenth, we take that and we multiply it by the pi button. I've got 27.4, but there's an 8 next to it, so I'm going to round up to a 5. Same formula for number 26. So this time the radius is 12, so we're going to have 2 pi 12. And the measure of the angle is 60, so 60 over 360. And again, you can reduce that, but you don't need to. The calculator will do it for you. So 2 times 12, 24. 24 times 60. Divide that by 360. So this is 4 pi. And that's in meters. So let's get the decimal answer. So times the pi button. 12.5, but there's a 6 next to it, so we're going to round up to 6. Numbers 27 and 8, we're looking for the area of each sector. So area of a sector formula is just pi r squared, but we just want to get just a portion of that circle, so we're going to do the measure of the angle over 360. And the radius on this one is 15, so we have pi 15 squared, and the angle is 120. So I'm going to type everything into the calculator. 15 squared is 225, multiply that by 120, divide that by 360, and we have 75 pi, and that is in inches squared because it's an area. They just want the exact answer, so we don't have to get decimal. All right, same formula over here. This time the radius is 5, so pi 5 squared. The angle measure is 225. So we just plug them in. 5 squared is 25, so I'm going to go 25 times 225. Divide that by 360. So I've got 15.625 in pi, and that's miles squared because it's area. All right. 29 and 30. Find the area of each sector. So area of a sector formula we just did, so it's pi r squared times the measure of the angle over 360. The radius here is 16, so we're going to have pi 16 squared. Angle is 120 over 360. And this time they want it to the nearest tenth. So we're going to go 16 squared, which is 256. Multiply that by 120. Divide that by 360. So I've got 85.33333 bunch of threes times the pi button. And that's in meters squared, but I'm going to multiply that by pi. So times pi button. Times the pi button, and I got 268.0, but there's an 8 next to it, so 268.1 meters squared. Same formula for number 30. We're just going to substitute in the radius of 8, so pi 8 squared. Angle measure is 150 over 360. Let's multiply everything on the calculator. 8 squared is 64. 64 times 150. Divide that by 360. And we've got 26 point, and then a bunch of sixes. Pi miles squared. Multiply that by the pi button. And round it to the nearest tenth. I have 83.7, but there's another 7 next to it, so 83.8 miles squared. Thanks for watching.